Ms. Kumaramangalam, let me now come and ask you a very important point. The fact that an unprecedented support came in from New Delhi for Paris, I can understand that there is a strong relationship between France and a very strategic partnership between France and India. The Prime Minister has been there 5 times during his tenure as Prime Minister. Commenting on terrorism also reiterates Modi's strong position against terrorism. He has mentioned this at the United Nations General Assembly also. But there is a larger point, Ms. Kumaramangalam, that is also being spoken about this new proposed law in France. See, what does this law propose to do? It is premised on constitution above religion, which basically means that the French president is proposing one nation, one law applicable to all faiths. In other words, in the Indian context, this sounds very, very similar to the Uniform Civil Code. Do you think that this support from New Delhi has anything to do with this?
Look, Sanket, in any country, especially a democratic country, everybody has equal rights, which means they are in most ways equal before the law. In India, it's only certain groups which are allowed to have their own personal laws. Most other groups have got, their laws have been codified, personal laws have been codified, etc. But I'm not going into that. That's a different debate for another day. What I want to say very clearly here is that ridiculing anybody's religion is wrong. It was done many years ago, if you remember, when M.F. Hussain, one of the most brilliant painters India has produced, modern painters India has produced, had made that ridiculous painting of Saraswati with her pubic hair. At that time, nobody really protested when Hindus said it offends us. Now, every religion has a right to say when you ridicule their prophet or their gods or, the people, those in their religion whom they hold dear and revere, they have a right to protest. But you don't protest by spilling blood. That's what I'm saying. Now, that has nothing to do with politics. Macron, like any other leader in any other democratic country, also has to play to his political audience, like every leader in every other country. And it's not just in democracies. Look at what China is doing and many other countries that are not democratic are doing. But here what I'd like to say is that even if you say that one of the reasons why India may be or is supporting France is not just because of the close defense and business ties, etc., but also because we believe that the Common Civil Code is actually what will in many ways uphold democracy for every citizen of the country regardless. I don't see what's wrong in that. I don't think New Delhi has thought of that while doing
while
I'm
not saying
Macron
that there is anything wrong, Ms. Kumaramangalam.
Because what's happened in France is horrific.
If this is what it is, then it should be spelled out. You know how controversial the Uniform Civil Code issue is. Do you feel that by supporting France in this effort, if France succeeds, then India can then present France as a template?
I don't think India is looking at anybody else to give us a template.
And then present that template in the Indian context.
Sanket, I don't think India is looking at anybody else to give us a template. We already have our own template. The timing of whether or when the Common Civil Code will be brought in or not is a different question. That is for India to decide. I don't think it has anything to do with France or any third country at all. I think that's stretching it a bit thin. Politics in every country is different. You can't say that because 2 countries or 3 countries are democracies, that politics in all those countries are the same. Much like the gentleman who, when he who spoke before me, said that what may be said by Turkey or Pakistan or even Mahathir in Malaysia, it does not represent every Muslim Muslims all over the world. So there are differences from country to country.